Shalom family, welcome to Discerning Minds, and today is Sunday, August 28th, 2024, and we're going to get into some different articles this week and discuss some things that we found throughout this week. So glad to have you with us. Welcome, and let's go ahead and get into it. So, first one we have here says Department of Bad Ideas. It says flamethrowing robot dog can torch anything in its path. Yeah, this sounds like a great idea, all right? So it says, in a bizarre twist that seems straight out of a dystopian sci-fi movie, U.S. residents can now legally purchase a flamethrowing robot dog named Terminator for just under $10,000. Auto Evolution reports that Ohio-based Throw Flame, the oldest flamethrower manufacturer in the United States, has introduced Terminator, a robot dog equipped with a flamethrower capable of shooting flames up to 30 feet. Yeah, this sounds like a great idea, right? It says the company known for its unique products is now offering the Terminator for sale in all states except Maryland and California, where flamethrowers are restricted. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video here. I'm going to turn the sound off because I don't want to get a copyright strike here. See, they're fueling that thing up, ready to get it going. Imagine seeing that thing walking around down the street as you're coming outside. I don't know if you ever saw the, I think Boston Dynamics makes one too, a yellow one. I've seen those on videos in New York City. I guess the police own those, and they've stuck rifles on them and all kinds of things. I don't think this is the same one, but this one looks kind of creepy as well. It's got lasers, and I guess we'll see some flames coming out in just a moment here. It's crazy if you think about this technology that's coming out. I mean, as things get darker and darker, what if these are the ones that are actually watching people as they try to keep you secure, or not keep you secure, but keep you where you're supposed to be. All right, let's see when this thing starts throwing some fire out. There you go. Yeah, this looks like a great idea all the way around, right? Not at all. It's crazy that they allow people to buy these things. And there it goes hopping, jumping. So I guess if you have some some type of blockage, it can just leap right over it. And it can be all yours for the low cost of $10,000. Wow. No thanks. No thanks. All right. So that's that one. Let's move on to the next one. It says train with flames shooting high into sky rolls through Canada City. It says the dramatic visuals were captured by shocked witnesses who reported the Canadian Pacific Kansas City Railway freight train moving through a residential neighborhood in Ontario. It says a train with flames shooting high into the night sky was seen barreling through a Canadian city on Sunday. The dramatic visuals were captured by shocked witnesses who reported the Canadian Pacific Kansas City Railway freight train moving through a residential neighborhood in Ontario's London with its 5 gondola cars on fire. Let's take a look at this one here. Wow. Imagine you're driving at night and you see this multiple train cars just on fire as you're driving down the street. It looks like there's a bridge there. I wouldn't go into that while that thing's lit up like that. It's weird. It seems like as time goes on, we just see more strange and crazy things day after day. All right. It says AI predicts the weather. It says hurricane. Google AI predicts rare extreme weather events a week in advance and could save people from hazardous catastrophes. It says Google has developed a new artificial intelligence model that can help forecast weather. The AI model is dubbed SEEDS, or Scalable Envelope Diffusion Sampler. Okay, so some pictures here. So SEEDS works similarly to popular large language models like ChatGPT and Midjourney. It leverages the power of AI to generate a vast number of weather forecasts in a short amount of time. This allows Google researchers to analyze a wider range of possible weather outcomes. More importantly, it could give them a more comprehensive picture of hazardous weather events or events to come. All right, let's see what's shown here on this. So Seeds operates by generating numerous forecasts quickly, analyzing many possible weather outcomes. I'll turn the sound off here as loud. Unlike traditional methods, Seeds can capture rare weather events that might otherwise go unnoticed. Current methods for weather prediction are expensive and can miss critical details about impending weather catastrophes. Let's see what else I got. Okay. Seeds potentially is vast, offering detailed predictions and benefiting climate research and daily weather forecasts. Seeds the power of AI to generate a vast number of weather forecasts in a short amount of time. All right. This allows Googlers to analyze a wider range of possible outcomes. This could give them a more better picture of hazardous events to come. All right. Seeds work similarly to the popular large language models like ChatGPT and Midjourney. All right. AI is seems like it's getting in everything in our everyday use. I know if you have a cell phone, you probably have some sort of AI working in there. I mean, our computers, it's in pretty much it's in a lot of things, not really everything, but it's definitely a interesting time that we're in, and how they're using AI for pretty much everything. It's in to track you. I mean, it's in banking. It's in a lot of companies are adding it into their products and things like that. So unfortunately, we can't escape it. It's seems like it's all around us. Unfortunately, this here is an example of I don't even understand why they would make something like this. It says urgent warning for anyone using scarily accurate AI death calculator. Now, why you'd want to buy this is beyond me. I have no idea why this would be something that you'd want to purchase, but let's take a look and see what this is talking about here. It says the team behind an AI death calculator that can predict, well, when you'll die, issued a stark warning for those keen to find out their life expectancy. I'm gonna have to stop right there for a second. It's this isn't something we should be consulting any type of computer, any type of AI or anything to find out about our life. I mean, if you look at it this way, people are going to go to this particular app or apps like it, and search about their own life. I mean, we should be talking to the Most High about this, not searching some app or some AI to predict or tell us about our lives. It says here also, it says Danish researchers unveiled the Life to Vec AI chatbot in December. They said the program can accurately predict not only how long you'll live, but also how rich you'll be. Again, we shouldn't be seeking AI. I can't say I have proof for this, but I think a lot of this AI out there is demonic technology. I think there's somehow demons working through these things. And I certainly wouldn't mess with this stuff and be searching to try to figure out stuff about your life through this stuff. I mean, I would equate it to similar to tarot cards or going to someone to tell a fortune. I mean, this isn't something we should be consulting or seeking to understand about our life and our future and things like that. It's pretty creepy. It says now a number of copycat apps are appearing online that appear to be scams, while the original chatbot has not been released to the public. The team have put out a warning that scammers have created fraudulent websites imitating the chatbot, which have nothing to do with us and our work. So if this is something you're interested in, I would stay away from it and not be interested in it, because it doesn't seem like something worth getting a hold of for sure. All right. It says airlines must cough up cancellation cash and can no longer hide fees under new federal rule. Airlines will be required to give refunds in cash for things like canceled or seriously changed or delayed flights, the administration says. Let's take a look here. Watch this video.
The new rules will make refunds automatic when airlines owe passengers money for flights that are significantly delayed or canceled.
It's stressful. It's a lot of money that you don't get refunded.
Right now, every airline handles refunds differently. Soon, they'll be required to issue credit card refunds within 7 days if passengers decline alternative transportation or travel credits. For domestic flights delayed more than 3 hours and not taken, 6-hour delays on international flights, refunds if a checked bag is not delivered within 12 hours, or if you pay for something you don't get, like Wi-Fi or a better seat. Cash refunds, not vouchers.
We hear again and again from passengers who describe how hard they have to push just to get the refunds that are owed to them.
The White House also targeting so-called junk fees. requiring airlines to disclose upfront baggage and reservation change fees, assure passengers that buying a ticket guarantees a seat. You don't have to pay more to select a seat. And no more advertising misleading promotional discount fares that don't include mandatory fees. The airlines say consumers are already given the choice of refundable ticket options with terms and conditions that best fit their needs at first search results. The new rules take effect in October, just before the end of year rush. The Biden administration also working on a proposed rule allowing families to sit together without being charged extra. Right now, only 4 airlines guarantee families won't be charged more. Buster.
Did you know that only one?
So if you do any type of traveling and you have any issues, looks like if there's delays, cancellations, you're entitled for a cash refund. So if that's you, just keep that. All right. I'm sure you may have heard of some of these storms that have taken place over the past couple of days in the Midwest. Let's take a look at this video quickly.
For a brutal second round after a massive tornado outbreak on Friday. Take a look at this video. A tornado tearing across a highway in Lincoln, Nebraska, and just as terrifying as seeing it, hearing it. Tornadoes tore through parts of Iowa and Nebraska, leaving massive damage in their wake. This is the view from above. Much of the neighborhood in Omaha totally leveled. And from the ground, you can see just how powerful they were. Only foundations stand where entire houses were just hours ago. All in all, as many as 80 possible tornadoes touched down on Friday. And the next wave has already begun. This is a twister on the ground in Oklahoma late today. As forecasters fear there may be even more tonight. We are covering it all tonight, and we begin with Jesse Kirsch in hard-hit Iowa.
All right, I'm stop right there. Yeah, I saw some videos yesterday as they were having some things going on through, I think it was Oklahoma, Kansas. I mean, some of the clouds look ridiculous. I've never actually seen something so massive like that before with these tornadoes. It's crazy. I mean, the times we're in, some of it, I kind of wonder if it's some of this sea clouding that they do. It's possible, though. I mean, when the Most High allows things to happen, I think some things could be judgment, some things could be, natural. Not sure, but it's definitely interesting to see. All right, so here's this next one. Something on the weird. This thing says weird news, but let's take a look here. It says dental implants gave me bruising so bad I look like a human ink blot test. Wow. It says a mom claims dental implants left her face with the worst bruising ever, leaving her looking like a human Rorschach ink blot test. Jessica Mako had been experiencing agonizing pain as an eating disorder she'd had when she was younger had eroded all her teeth. The 44-year-old decided to have all on to fix her ongoing dental issues. A procedure where a set of 4 dental implants replaced loose, rotten, missing, or failing teeth. While she had been warned by doctors about bruising, the stay-at-home mom admits she did not expect the pain to be so brutal, nor the bruising to be so severe. Let's take a look at this video here.
So this is day 4 or 5 of my all-on-4 surgery. You haven't seen pictures because they've been worse than this. So I need someone to tell me if you have had all-on-4s. Tell me if you look like this, because this is not what I saw from other people. Like, I am bruised everywhere on the inside of my mouth, on the cheek, under my eyes. I mean, I look like a literal monster, like a monster. And I feel like a monster, and I'm just having a really hard time. So any advice from you guys would be so appreciated. I feel so ugly, and it's so demoralizing. And I know it's stupid and shallow, but it just, looking at yourself in the mirror like this is hard. Thanks, guys, for your help. So I decided to give you guys an update during the eclipse. Maybe it's a little darker so you can't see my face. But yes, the bruising is still really severe, but I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. I've called my doctor like a couple times. I already went back on Friday. So I've been on top of it, and they just keep telling me it's normal, and it does not feel normal. It does not look normal, and quite frankly, my face is giving complete eclipse vibes, which is why I'm filming during the eclipse. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will keep you updated because I want to know what I look like or if I'm ever going to look the same again. We'll see. Until then. Hey, TikTok. So just want to say thank you, everybody. I wish I could enunciate better for all the wonderful comments and support. It has literally made me feel so much better. And y'all are funny too. I mean, really. But this is the best job I could do covering today. It's the end of the day, so it's all kind of worn off. But I wanted to, like, I don't know, try to feel normal again. It's just gonna take some time, and I'm just gonna have to be patient, which is not my strong suit. But this is definitely a procedure I could see liking it at the end, but this has been majorly traumatizing to go through in ways that I never thought it would. But thank you guys so much for all the likes and support.
Wow. I don't know if I have words for that one. All right, let's move on. It says photos and video show massive fire erupt at iconic Oceanside Pier in California. It says the iconic Oceanside Pier in Southern California erupted in flames Thursday afternoon, sending plumes of billowing smoke into the sky as firefighters battled the blaze. Let's take a look here. I'm gonna turn the sound off because it's the music there. So fire broke out inside an empty restaurant at the end of historic Oceanside Pier in Southern California. Some huge billowing smoke we see. So firefighters worked through the night and were able to contain the fire. So yeah, looks like they got it under control. So it's under investigation as to determine the cause. All right, let's move on. All right, here's an interesting one. This is actually from right after the eclipse. Maybe you've seen some of these. Let's take a look in just a moment. It says, watch, U.S. residents spot strange flying object during total solar eclipse. So somewhere in Arlington, Arlington, Texas, this popped up. It says, a new video just surfaced of the UFO spot over Arlington, Texas during the solar eclipse today. And people are freaking out because it seems to disappear into the clouds. So let's take a look here.
Back up. What is that? Bruh. Look, there's something sliding in there. Yo, what the fuck?
Sorry about the language there.
Yo. What?
Let's watch that again. Sorry about the language on that.
Back up.
Did you see that thing flying by? I know some are speculating, saying it's a plane. That does not look like a plane at all. Not at all. Let's check it out one more time. Try to catch it. See, look at that right there. That does not look like a plane. And then it just disappears right into the clouds. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that before or not, but there's a few other videos as well that are out there that have similar appearances of whatever that thing is flying through in other cities and other states. So yeah, take a look online. You'll see some other stuff about it. Excuse me. I know on the bottom it says here it's close to an airport and several airports nearby. And they say, of course, it's a plane, but I don't believe that. I don't think it's a plane. I don't know what it is. Could be a dragon. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's interesting for sure. All right, it says roughest landing. Watch video of plane bouncing off runway as it attempts to land at LAX. Wow. So imagine you're in this big giant monster 747 and then this happens.
Whoa! 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 We're getting them go around. Holy moly! Wow! Going around. That is the roughest landing I think we've ever caught on our broadcast. Holy moly!
Southwest 29, call you traffic 6 mile final, runway 24 right on its way.
24 right, I'm going Southwest 29.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, then that big 747. I mean, usually if you're in a plane that big, you probably have a long flight. Maybe you're overseas, but excuse me. I mean, you're ready to get landed, and all of a sudden you start bouncing once it hits the runway. Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass. All right. Texas, excuse me, Texas Grid issues notice ahead of potential emergency next week. And this was from Friday, so it's referring to this week. Looks like the Texas Electrical Grid operator warned of a possible emergency early next week because of a potential shortfall of power reserves. It says the Electric Reliability Council of Texas said Friday the grid may have deficient reserves from April 29th at 7 p.m. Central Time through May 1st at 9 p.m. ERCOT may delay or cancel planned power plant outages and may need to shore up available supplies by about 2,800 megawatts. ERCOT has said it issues the warnings based on its analysis of various scenarios, but that they don't reflect an expected deficiency. The group warned of a similar potential emergency this month, and even though the grid ultimately dodged that shortfall, spot power prices jumped to more than 4,000 a megawatt hour to reflect tight conditions. The Texas grid proved vulnerable in February 2021 when extreme weather left millions in the dark for days and killed more than 200 people. Signs of stress have since started to appear in the hot weather months as electricity consumption soars, setting records nearly 24 times in the previous 2 summers. Yeah, so if you're, excuse me, if you're in Texas or use, I don't know how far the grid goes. I think a part of it is into Oklahoma, I think. But if you're in there, hopefully all is well. If you're in Texas anywhere, so if you are, be safe. All right. It says Stephen Furtick's Easter outfit is still generating discussion weeks after Resurrection Sunday. So this is from the 22nd. Yeah, I mean this is kind of it's ugly. I'll say it's not not my taste at all. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna go down and read a little bit, but I know this from what it says below that the article mentions that the cost of this sweater is like $2,000. I mean, man, that thing is in my mind is hideous. I know everybody's got their own taste, but it's hideous to me. It says the outfit Pastor Stephen Furtick wore on Easter is still generating online conversation, even though weeks have passed since Resurrection Sunday. Let's get this next part. Nevertheless, Furtick and Elevation Church have also been the subject of considerable criticism, which they should because his doctrine is terrible. Some have accused Furtick of being a prosperity preacher, calling out his often expensive attire. Others have questioned his public association with all these controversial figures here. Says, let's see. Okay. On Easter, which was on March 31st, Furtick preached a Easter. Stay away from that. But Furtick preached a message he titled Something in Between. We did do a video on Easter a little bit back. So check that out if you haven't already. But here's what he's saying. He says, everybody in here has got a grave God is calling you away. What? Hold on. Let me read that again. Everybody in here has got a grave God is calling you away from. Okay. Sounds strange. Okay. Everybody in here has got a place in you, a place in life, a place you can't stay, and a long way to go. All right. Speaking from perspective of the disciple of Jay's empty tomb, Furtick went on to say, what are we going to do? We can't stay at the grave. We've got to go. We can't stay in this dead place. All right, let me move on from that. Let's see. I just want to see some comments because there's a couple comments on here. Okay. All right. So here's one. It says, "Why is he wearing my grandma's sweater?" questioned this guy, managing editor of Babylon Bee. Others made similar quips about Furtick's salmon-colored grandma sweater. It says, "Later, Preachers and Sneakers, an online watchdog that documents the high-cost fashion choices of American megachurch pastors, revealed that Furtick's sweater had a nearly $2,000 price tag, resulting in a second wave of criticism." This person says, "Bro's sweater has more holes than his theology," one person joked. Another commented, "2K to dress like a golden girl?" I'm gonna leave it alone, but yeah, to each their own. I mean, I mean, 2,000 for that. Okay, moving on. All right, so it says Canadian wildfires have started. Will smoke descend on the U.S. like last year? Do you all remember that last year? I think it was June when all that orange and red looking stuff was in the air in New York City, and I think it was I'm pretty sure it was June because I think they were advertising some video game on some electronic billboard back then as well in the city, and it was like a devil, or I think it was Lilith, the demon. Uh, it was, I think it said 66 something. I don't know if it said 666, but I think it was on June 6th. I think it was. I mean, just if you're interested, check that out. I don't know if it was smoke from wildfires. There's some interesting theories out there about that. I don't know what it really was, but let's take a look and see what this here is talking about. It says, "Remember the watery eyes, inflamed lungs, and the apocalyptic orange skies of last summer? The smoke that descended over swaths of the U.S. was primarily caused by distant wildfires in Canada, and those fires are back. So will the U.S. have a repeat of smoky, unhealthy skies? Top Canadian fire experts offered mixed answers for 2024. It is extremely unlikely that the 2024 fire season will be as extreme as 2023, as 2023 was a record-smashing year," says this guy. All right, let's take a look at this video, see what they're talking about here.
Below average. That's what AccuWeather's long-range expert Paul Pastelog says the 2024 wildfire season will be like for the United States.
A lot of it contributed to the places where the fires are going to be more prevalent, where you don't have a lot of coverage of forestry. So below average on the numbers this year.
To the north, it's a different story. Canada is once again forecast to see a supercharged wildfire season in terms of acreage burned. This following a wildfire season which saw record numbers of acres burned across the country last year. The smoke from those fires caused poor air quality in many cities across the United States. Bad air quality and low visibility could once again be a concern as wildfires ramp up in the U.S. and Canada. For the United States, AccuWeather's forecasting there will be 4 to 6 million acres burned in wildfires this year.
How do they know?
Well below the historical average of 7 million acres.
Even though you look at numbers and acreage and all that, it's all really defined on where these fires occur this year, how close they are to major cities.
Generally, east of the Rockies, wildfire season has already begun and is at peak or will be peaking as we head into summer.
And then we start to focus our attention by mid to late summer in the north central Rockies, the interior Northwest, and that's where your biggest, forest areas are. You can get your bigger fires.
In California, the fire season is expected to peak between September and November, but due to a wet and stormy winter and the potential for less wind events, a below-average fire season is forecast. Pastelog says the main areas at high risk for significant wildfires this year are the southern high plains and the upper north-central United States, where this winter saw below historical average snowfall. Reporting for AccuWeather, I'm Lincoln Riddle.
All right. I always find it interesting when you see these people trying to predict and saying it's going to be this amount of acreage and stuff like that. It's like, how do you know? How do you know? Are you part of the plan of what it's going to be? I don't know. All righty, moving on. This is from Yahoo News. It says, "Farmers warn food aisles will soon be empty because of crushing conditions. We are not in a good position." All right, this is from the UK, which is saying United Kingdom is facing dire food shortages, forcing prices to skyrocket. And experts predict this is only the beginning. It says, what's happening? According to a report by The Guardian, extreme weather is wreaking havoc on crops across the region. England experienced more rainfall during the past 18 months than it has over any 18-month period since record keeping began in 1836. even those things talking about the United Kingdom. I mean, it's happening in the United States. It's happening in many places, this earth. Food is being destroyed. It's being poisoned. We keep hearing about either food shortages with food. I think I have another article coming up here about milk being tainted. I saw something a few days ago about eggs. I mean, there's this. Things are being systematically destroyed to affect our lives, and much of the food, if it's not already tainted, has a lot of it's been destroyed, or it's just there's issues with it. So, I think we talked about something last week, maybe it was the week before, about making sure we pray before we go to the stores and when we purchase things, because we definitely need to hear the Most High speaking to us when it comes to things that we purchase. And as we said before, if you get that check on the inside, like you're getting ready to get something, and you're like, maybe I shouldn't do that. It's like, listen to that. Listen to that. That might be the Spirit of the Most High speaking to you, saying, put that back. Don't get that. We know as time's getting, as we get further and further in these end days, things are getting worse and worse. So we definitely have to be attentive to the Most High, listening to Him, and discerning what we should and shouldn't gather, and what we should and shouldn't put into our bodies. All right, let's take a look at the next one. I think this one's interesting. It says British Army says horses that bolted and ran loose in central London continue to be cared for. When I saw this, it made me think of Revelations. There's talks about the four horses, and we'll take a look here and we'll see a couple different horses going through the city, and just is kind of interesting. All right. I mean, imagine you're there and you see these two horses just rolling. This one's all bloody. This white one is bloody all in the front. I don't know if you saw that here, but look at this white one that comes through. I mean, it's all bloody in the front. Yeah, that must have been frightening all around for the two horses as well as the people out there. Hopefully they're okay. I think I read this and it said that they were being cared for. Yeah, let's continue to be cared for and closely observed. So it's crazy seeing two horses just roaming down the street. All right, it says Tesla's Cybertruck recall is par for the costly course for Elon Musk. Excuse me. It says the company's CEO has proved himself to be much more interested in flashy aesthetics and cool ideas than building something sustainable. Says the Tesla Cybertruck is, for all its sharp angles, a Rorschach test. I saw one in the wild for the first time last week, the gray behemoth, slowly pulling through an intersection in my neighborhood. It drew the reaction its driver likely wanted out of two bystanders, both men, who seemed impressed by the shiny steel chassis. For my part, I could only see a very large pile of money on wheels and on fire in the hopes of drawing envious glances. So one thing here says that the fanfare became more muted after the vehicle was actually released and softened to a whimper on Friday when the company announced a recall on all 3,878 Cybertrucks delivered so far to deal with a faulty accelerator pedal that could become lodged in place. Let's see if this video shows anything about that.
The future will look like the future.
It was the truck that promised to propel the industry into the future. And just 4 months after its release, Tesla's Cybertruck is turning heads again. Big a trash fire as the Cybertruck itself. This time because of an accessory, the Cybertruck Base Camp Tent, an attachable unit designed to turn the truck into a comfortable sleeper. $3,000. But for a nearly $3,000 price tag, critics are saying there's a gap between the original hype and what the consumer is actually getting. Really?
I thought this was going to talk about the accelerator pedal. Looks like it's just talking about that tent. So let me see if there's anything else here.
This week, Tesla reporting sales dropped by 8.5% from last year, beating even the most pessimistic predictions from analysts.
Frustration among the Tesla faithful about the direction of the company. The stock is down dramatically at a time when the market in general is seeing a real kind of exuberance.
And when it comes to those tents, competition is heating up. Rivian's electric SUVs. So on comment, though, formerly Twitter.
All right, enough of that. Let me ask: would you buy that? Would you buy that cyber truck? I mean, it's a lot of money, $80,000 for that. I don't like it. I think it's strange. I actually saw one a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, a couple weeks ago. It's kind of strange. It seems like something that somebody would have created back in like the 80s or something, some type of trying to be some futuristic vehicle. But I mean, I don't know. It's each have their own, and people have their own taste. But I'm not a fan of it. I don't like any of the Teslas really. All right, so here's one. Chicago's rat hole removed after city determined sidewalk with animal impression was damaged. Says a Chicago sidewalk landmark some residents affectionately called the rat hole was removed Wednesday after city officials determined the section bearing the imprint of an animal was damaged and needed to be replaced. The imprint has been a quirk of a residential block in Chicago's north side neighborhood of Roscoe Village for years, but it found fresh fame in January after a Chicago comedian shared a photo on the social platform X. The attention, however, quickly grew old for neighbors who complained about visitors at all hours, sometimes leaving coins and other items scattered across the sidewalk. Hey, we'll pick that money up then. Pick it up. All right, let's see. Let's take a look here. Do you see it? I don't see it. Maybe it's over there.
Oh my gosh. All this for a rat imprint.
All right, so what do you think? Is this a rat?
Hey, bye-bye,
long
rat
tail?
hole.
Let me go back.
You're going off to your new. You're going off. Hey.
What do you think? I mean, look at that. I mean, there's paw prints or some type of prints there, front, back, tail. And it's weird looking. I don't know what it
Hey, rat
is.
hole. You're going off to your new home somewhere else.
Yeah, I'd want that going too if a bunch of people just sitting there rolling up at all hours of the night, throwing pennies down. Yeah. So what do you all think? What do you think that thing is? I mean, does that look like a rat to you or some other type of animal? Because I don't know what it is. Yeah. All right, moving on. See, AI seems to be in so many different things. I mean, now they're using it to make coffee. It says a coffee roastery in Finland has launched an AI-generated blend. The results were surprising. So, an artisan roastery based in the Finnish capital has introduced a coffee blend that has been developed by AI in a trial in which it hoped the technology can ease the workload in a sector that traditionally prides itself on manual work. It is only apt that the Helsinki-based Kaffa Roastery's AI Iconic blend was launched this week in Finland, a Nordic nation of 5.6 million that consumes the most coffee in the world at 12 kilograms per capita annually. Okay. So it's a blend and AI-picked mixture with 4 types of beans dominated by Brazil's velvety fazenda fennel is the end result of a joint project by Kaffa, Finland's third biggest coffee roastery and local AI consultancy, Elev. Leveraging models akin to ChatGPT and Copilot, the AI was tasked with crafting a blend that would ideally suit coffee enthusiast tastes, pushing the boundaries of conventional flavor combinations. So, what do you all think? I mean, do you want some coffee created by AI? I mean, I guess for all we know, if you drink coffee, maybe the coffee was already, created by AI. I don't know, but I personally don't like all the AI stuff and AI and everything. It's not my thing. I don't like how much access it has to our lives and how it's. I mean, I know can't necessarily change anything, but What do you all think? I mean, is this something that you all are really excited about, AI being in your phone, your computer, and maybe in your daily life? I mean, some people like it, I don't. I mean, I'm curious to know what you all think. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right. So this one says that AI can predict political orientations from blank faces, and researchers fear serious privacy challenges. Let's see here. So, researchers are warning that facial recognition technologies are more threatening than previously thought and pose serious challenges to privacy after a study found that AI can be successful in predicting a person's political orientation based on images of faces. Well, you can't get mine because I'm not into politics at all. And here it says a recent study published in the journal American Psychologist says an algorithm's ability to accurately guess one's political views is on par with how well job interviews predict job success or alcohol drives aggressiveness. Lead author, this person told Fox that 591 participants filled out a political orientation questionnaire before the AI captured what he described as a numerical fingerprints of their faces and compared them to a database of the responses to predict their views. Says, I think people don't realize how much they expose by simply putting a picture out there, said Kaczynski, an associate professor of organizational behavior at Stanford University's Graduate School of Business. Ugh, that's a mouthful. Okay. So says we know that people's sexual orientation, political orientation, religious views should be protected. It used to be different. In the past, you could enter anybody's Facebook account and see, for example, their political views, the likes, pages they follow, etc. So now I guess they just use a picture of yours, and AI's can quote unquote tell what you're all about. All right. It says Russian cyber attackers hacked Texas Panhandle drinking water in flood town in first ever raid by Kremlin aligned group. If true, the hack would be the first ever disruption of a U.S. water system by Russia. Others like Iran and China have already been accused, and feds are investigating. A hacking group aligned with the Russian government took credit for the scandal. All right, so it says here that the hack in Mulshu, a community of 5,000 not far from New Mexico border, led to the tower overflowing with thousands of gallons for almost an hour, leading to a state of emergency to be declared. The hacking group, allied with the Russian government, identified themselves as a cyber army of Russia reborn. Okay. They posted some video, but this looks like just pictures. All right, not much else there to see. All right, shocking pictures show bridges collapse and homes underwater as once-in-a-century floods threaten 127 million in China. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah.
Man, look at all that. Yeah, look over at this right side. Something's happening over here on the right. Oh, bridge is falling down. It's lots of destruction.
China is bracing for severe floods.
All right. Let's see what we have next here. Okay, here's the one about the milk. It says 20% of retail milk samples are, I guess, positive for bird flu, according to the FDA. It says in a brief 237-word update, the FDA said that the initial results from a national commercial milk sampling study show about 1 in 5 of the retail samples tested are quantitative polymerase chain reaction, I guess, or qPCR, positive for HPAI viral fragments, with a greater proportion of positive results coming from milk in areas with infected herds. All right, so 33 cattle herd, 33 cattle herds across 8 states, Idaho, Kansas, Michigan, and this 33 is like, if you don't know, this like the Freemasons love that number. So it's interesting. You'll see a lot of those 33s in different articles and videos. But it says in Idaho, Kansas, Michigan, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, South Dakota, and Texas have tested positive for avian influenza, commonly known as the bird flu, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. All right, let's see. So they're testing eggs. Testing includes injecting eggs with samples that test positive and seeing whether any active virus replicates. Yeah, they just want to keep playing with our food supply. It's kind of crazy. So the officials say it's still safe to drink the milk. So I guess if you get milk, you're just kind of gambling. 1 in 5 chance that it's tainted. So, all right. So skies over Greece turn orange as winds blow dust across from North Africa. Let's take a look here. Looked boring in the beginning, but okay. Interesting. All right, getting down to the last few. Says explosion in North Smyrna Beach. Videos of mushroom smoke cloud surface. Says social media users posted visuals of a large fire and smoke cloud at New Smyrna Beach in Florida on Wednesday. Some of them said they heard a massive explosion too. Authorities have not issued a formal statement about the situation yet. We are told that only a controlled burn is being conducted in the area. There's no reason to panic. That doesn't look like a controlled burn, but let's keep on looking. Social media users posted visuals of a large fire and smoke cloud at New Smyrna Beach in Florida on Wednesday. Some of them said they heard a massive explosion too. Authorities have not issued a formal statement. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the videos.
What the heck is going on? We're here at New Smyrna. Something massive was burning and it blew up. Crazy.
Let's check the other one out here.
What the heck? That is massive. That's miles away.
Yeah, have you ever seen anything like that with saying it's a controlled burn and looks like a mushroom cloud. Look at that. Why would a controlled burn go up that high and look like that? That's it's kind of crazy. If you're in that area anywhere, be interesting, or if you heard anything else about this, it'd be interesting to know what this actually was. I didn't see anything else posted about this, but it is definitely interesting to see. All right. It says alligator rescued after 6 months trapped in a drainage pipe. Sitting in a drainage pipe for 6 months. All right, let's take a look here.
A low-country animal rescuer freeing a gator who Hilton Head Island neighbors say was stuck in a drainage pipe for almost 6 months. New at 4, Matt Crakehart from K&K Wildlife Services got the call from the Port Royal Plantation Security just a few weeks ago. Crakehart said the gator may have gotten stuck when swimming through the drainage pipes of the lagoon. Said the gator's nose changed colors from rubbing against the grate. Despite being stuck for, as we said, some say about 6 months, Crakehart says the gator's natural abilities allowed it to survive.
Well, they can go into brumation, which is basically like hibernation for reptiles. So as it gets cooler, they're going to shut their body down. So by doing that, he doesn't really need to eat as much as he typically would during the summer. And I'm sure there was still fish and turtles coming through those pipes as well. So he didn't look like he was starving by any means.
Spragar was able to free the gator by removing the crate and pulling him up with the catch pole. As soon as the gator was out, he ran straight for the water.
Interesting. All right. Down to our last one. Anyone hungry for some cicada salad? I'll pass for sure, but I'm not sure if you're interested. But let's take a look. New Orleans restaurant puts cicada salad on menu. Bon appetit. As the nation prepares for trillions of red-eyed bugs known as periodical cicadas to emerge, it's worth noting that they're not just annoying, noisy pests. If prepared properly, they can also be tasty to eat. No, thank you. But let's take a look.
When you come to Audubon Insectarium, you'll get to see 50 live animal exhibits. We have a beautiful butterfly garden with hundreds of flying butterflies overlooking the river. And if you have an adventurous palate, you can sample some bugs.
Let me get some waxworms.
Coming right up.
Every culture has things that they love to eat, and maybe things that are taboo or things that people just sort of wrinkle their nose and frown their brow at. And there's no reason to do that with insects.
Individually plop cicadas down into the flour, and then I'll mix them in the flour.
So we do different dishes that are savory, that are sweet, and I like to tell people if it's coming from a New Orleans kitchen, even if it's bizarre, it's going to be tasty.
There we go.
My hope is that we will either acquire ourselves or get some periodical cicadas, the ones that are coming out by the tens of millions in the coming weeks, so that we can serve them as a specialty item here.
Now you can see that I'm not.
Cicadas aren't usually on the menu because most of the world's cicadas don't take 13 or 17 years to develop like these and emerge by the millions. They are here and there. You season them in the hand.
Hey, they must be ready.
If cooking bugs is my entree into discussing insects in a broader sense, I'm all for it.
Put the dressing on. I'll go grab a fork and take a bite.
So let me know, what would you do? Would you eat these cicada bug salad? It's available. Head to New Orleans. It's on the menu. I think I will pass. I don't want any bug salad. So no, thank you. So thank you all for watching. We are so grateful that you took the time out of your Sunday to join with us and watch. I want you to know we appreciate you all. We appreciate your support, your love, your prayers. Thanks for subscribing, for liking. It really helps us to reach more people for the Most High Yah. Take a look while you're here. Check out some other videos that we have. We appreciate you and your support, and we know you're praying for us. We definitely need it. We're praying for you all, praying for your family, praying for your life, praying that you continue to draw closer to the Most High and to the things that please Him. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with us. Until next time, family. Shalom.